Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here. What I'll try to do is draw the outlines of what will get covered, share some experiences in our journey as Dun & Bradstreet, what we've been doing. I think when it comes to digital transformation 2.0, it's moved from process to now organization-wide. We are looking at new technologies which have come up. We will talk about AI, we'll talk about IoT, blockchain. On AI, I think, should have enough content generated here to train our own foundational models. Maybe, that's one way to go. With this, the whole environment has changed. If you look at it, it's not just about process automation, it's organization-wide. A large part is about change management. The second part is about bringing the legacy systems, and when you're bringing the legacy systems with your movement and integration of AI, IoT, or blockchain, there is this aspect about cybersecurity. You need to worry about that. I think one trend we noticed was we all went distributed from a workplace model to now coming back to office. The same trends we are seeing now when it comes to legacy upgradation, bringing in new age technologies, and how all of these can work together. Skill sets, I think we'll hear a lot of conversation on skill set. People will also look at how make a choice of the right blend of technology, keeping in mind interoperability. The last part, I think, which is often not spoken about is the whole overhang of the changing climate and how climate risk is impacting the choices we'll make. So how do we bring in sustainability into the equation? I think that's the other theme which we would want and we will cover. When it comes to Gen AI, what our experience has been, it's been about how do we balance innovation with operational excellence, largely, and that's been an ecosystem we've tried to create. The other part has been about data governance, data privacy, and how do we actually build up an ecosystem where it's not just the tech team, but also the analytics team, also the data governance team works together. I think the ethics part of data governance, data management, training the algorithms with the right kind of data is very important, and that's been a journey for us. Privacy in design, when we foundationally look at this, and when we are making this journey, how do we bring that together? The DNA of the organization is changing. Earlier we had silos. Now I think because of the use of technology and how we are enabling the ecosystem, there is a basic minimum. So today, when we say digital transformation, people should know about it. When we say Gen AI, people should know about it. People should know the difference between, say, an application for an LLM versus what a Gen AI is, what is a subset of what, and the business users need to communicate in that language because the customers are asking those questions. So the whole piece about then getting the right blend of talent in our organizations, that is very critical. And we'll hear a lot more about it in the panels when we go about. Climate change and sustainability, I think, is critical. More importantly, because the audience here is instrumental, because the systems we build will enable us to capture the right data, will enable us to build the right scenarios, and work backwards to integrate our business model to become more sustainable. So it will enable us to provide the right transparency, whether the stakeholders are my customers in part of the value chain or to my suppliers, so that 20 years, 30 years from now, we have a sustainable business model and a climate and world which is better for our children than it is for us today. So climate change comes in. On Gen AI side, I think from a theme perspective, cost management is one issue. Compliances, which is about the changing guidelines. Today we are saying, and in these guidelines, always the European market plays the leading role. How they are bringing in certain changes. They started with data privacy, data governance. They're talking about sustainability now. And then they're talking about how do I actually monitor what is happening. Can we actually remove the opaqueness from the black box, make it more accountable. The other part is about the integration complexity, and how can we make it easier? And that's a larger conversation. We will actually go down there. We've seen, we prioritize some high impact use cases. So in our organization, for example, using our internal data, can we look at risk management as a use case? And within risk management, can we actually make a different maker algorithm and a checker algorithm, and then how do they work together? And we've seen tremendous benefits. We've seen a lot of operational costs saving. I think on GenAI, it's about prioritizing use cases, high impact use cases, small wins, which leads to the change management. A large part of our role is about change management. I think, it's conversation-wise, everybody aware, but implementation-wise, it requires them to change the way they look at things, the way they interact with the external environment. And 3x of our job, I think, is change management. We spoke about cloud computing. I think optimization is critical there. You'll hear thoughts on that in the panels, and from a model architecture perspective, I think I spoke about them, smaller specialized models, looking at specific domain specialization. That's been the trend, and let's see if there is any other view around that. The last part, I would spend some time here, which is on the climate change and the use of technology. I think using blockchain for traceability, looking at biodiversity, looking at how can I have the right blend so that I can balance what we are doing, which is forward-looking, at the same time sustainable. How do I actually bring the right amount of visibility and transparency in the processes? And there are elements pertaining to physical and transition risk which are critical. So we've seen how the climate around us is changing and the way it is interacting with the locations and the geolocation data, as well as data which is internal to our organization, how that has to be brought together. I think that will play a large role in how, as a group, we interact with technology and how we bring the business users in. So whether it's bioenergy, using renewable energy, using carbon capture and storage as a mechanism, to enable managing better the changing climate environment and the risk thereof. I think this is something which is a topic we'll explore today. As a company, we've been doing geospatial modeling. We've been actually building up risks pertaining to climate, and then making that available to our customers to enable them transparency and decision making. So as the world, first the world moved to having a dispersed supply chain, and I think the pandemic changed us to be looking at more national boundaries and how that change is happening. And as you make this transition, and this is happening in a very short term, very short period of time, you've seen these changes, how we as a company can create that visibility of the value chain, and how can we actually highlight how the changes in the climate, the physical risk, the transition risk will impact your assurances basis how the supply chain is progressing. I think that is something which we'd like to explore. If I would put it in a nutshell, balanced growth with sustainability at its core. Look at being data inspired, but have the right governance structure. I think it's very important. Data privacy and what you feed into the whole AI is very important. I think the third thing is about the merging roles and boundaries, the tech literacy, knowing how and where we can use everything pertaining to technology is now a basic skill, and I think that needs to be driven, and we are at the front and center of it. We are the change which is beginning within our organizations. So that's how the role has transformed. And I think the other part is that how can we, as leaders who are actually driving this growth engine, can make those enablements and make it that much more balanced and sustainable. So that's the, if you ask me the one thought, which I would want to talk about and explore. So as we go through the evening, you will hear different perspectives covering the application of technology, looking at cloud optimization, looking at the right data strategy, and somewhere what we take home could be implementable ideas, could be conversations which we can carry forward, and then convert that into a dialogue and into a momentum of change within our organizations. I once again thank all of you for having made time to be here. And hopefully, as we go on, the energy will go up, and we'll have good conversations going. Yeah. Thank you so much.